gets into AO. You're losing ground.
So first off, we've got this little bit here, which is kind of like a gunpla activate. Just twist that to bring it down, move that out. We can change the angle of that little piece there. We've got this awesome little...
fight, then you return to the front line. But if you lose, you're done. It's time. Break some.
Welcome to the world, you jolly retro gummies.
Hey, what's up? Looking at the 35 Gachanen Volume 2. This is a box of
Well done.
different Mackay designs. So these are Machining Krieger designs from the Koyogama world. So we have 3 different types in here. We have the Heinrich, the Raccoon, and the Fireball SG. So we already took a look at Volume 1 and also Volume 1.5. So if you want to check my videos on those sets, you can see those separately. But this is a box of 12. And this box is set up to be like a store display. So the kind of thing you would see like next to the cash register or something like that. So that's why it's shaped the way it is. I'll show you how it opens up here in a moment. But here on the side of the box, you can see one of the great improvements to this set over the first 2 sets is that this now includes these extra parts to cover up the holes on the inside of the legs. Now, on the legs of these, in the previous versions, on the inside they just had holes that you either had to just ignore or fill in with putty or something, whatever you want to do to plug those up. But now we actually have parts to fill those in, so that's really awesome. Here's a couple of samples of some of the decal or some of the logos that I guess we're going to see on some of the decal sheets inside here. You can just see some more information here. This box contains 12 capsule toys, and here's a couple samples. So you can see, like, for example, with the Heinrich, one with the clear part and one without the clear part. You have some options there. And then just showing some of the other parts here, some of the smaller parts that go on the top of that would be the Fireball SG, right? And yeah, so here is Koyokama Sensei as well as Shuichi Miyawa. He is the president of Kyoto. So any of these capsule toys,
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
These companies. So yeah, so this box opens up like this here, and this is meant to be, pop that out, and then stick that in there like that, so you would see this, something like this, in a store display like that. But for myself, I just ordered a box of these, so it's gonna come like this. So they're random, but in the past I've noticed that you get a full set basically of a box. It's not like completely random where you could get doubles or something like that. So we've got 1, 2, 3 types and 4 different color options. There's blue, orange, green, and brown. So 3 times 4 will have a full set of 12 here. And there's 6 different decals for this. So we might not get all the decals. In the past, I've not gotten all of the decal sets. So those are random. So unfortunately, there's no way to guarantee you will get a full set of those. But there's 6 different types there. So those will cover like numbers 1 through 5 and then 6 through 0. And then it goes through the letters like A through O over there. So it's kind of random. So the letters looks like, and then some more numbers and things like that. So they look a little bit more random. In the past sets, they covered like the complete alphabet, like A through G, and then so on like that. But, and a whole bunch of different markings and everything like that, of course. So let's just go through them, and it's gonna take one now. We'll just do that. I'll go through and pop them all open just to make sure I get all the decals. I do want to check that. First, let me just show you. So when you pop one open here, this one is brown, and it looks like to be the Heinrich. So this is the Heinrich we've got in here. So you've got that. You've got your decal sheets.
How do I join MR Kelleher's class?
You go to the link through his Google Meet or the classroom, like, you know, like you would do for any other class. Like, you know how to get the Miss Marys? What happened to all my fucking loot?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Buy station costs are adjusted. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
Can you shut the fuck up, Jesus Christ?
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.
Can y'all fuckers stop buying UAVs?
Enemy UAV overhead. You put hog out.
Fuck this game. Oh my fucking god, I hate this dumbass game.
Pop one open here. This one is brown and it looks like to be the Heinrich. So this is the Heinrich we've got in here. So you've got that. You've got your decal sheets. In this case, this is decal B. See some really nice decals on there. We got some white letters, some yellow numbers, and just a whole bunch of really nice stuff. That's the thing. These things are set with, like, individually, they're set to be around 500 yen each. So 500 yen for a small little 1/35 scale model kit and really nice set of waterside decals. You really just can't beat that. These just really give you so much bang for your buck. That's why I really, really like these sets. So there you can see it is about, so this is going to be all about the Heinrich then, so that's what is in this particular capsule. So you can see some of that, some of the other, of course there's just showing the other designs. And then on the back, the instructions, how to put that together. So it's going to be pretty simple, very little in the way of articulation, basically like the arms and maybe the hands rotate a little bit, but not really that much for the hands. You have the option of like the regular hand type or like the claw. This with the top of this, you can actually take this and stick it onto the top of the bowl here. There you go. So you can stick it on top of there, so that can act as your stand like that, or you just use this single part here for the stand. And one important note to keep in mind is when you're putting this together, you have a part for the bottom of the feet. If you want to put this on the stand, I think it's mentioned here in the instructions. If you want to put it on the stand, then don't put in this part, this piece here in the bottom of the foot, because then that'll cover up the hole there. So you'll just omit that part there for the bottom of the foot there. If you want to use this piece. And you can see we've got a couple of clear parts for the windows. For this, we've got these couple pieces here. So like for the main halves, right and left half of the body of that. Another clear part here for the main part of the canopy. And then just a few runners of parts here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So quite a lot. I mean, there's a lot. So all of this plus the decals, I mean, so good. Let me get the rest of these popped up and make sure I've got the full set here. We'll see if we got all the decals. Alright, so good news is, as far as the kits go, we did get the full set. I mean, colors really doesn't matter all that much. They're going to be painted anyway. But the bad news is we didn't get all of the decals. But let me show you the ones I got. I didn't get decal set D. But we'll go through the other ones. So here is decal set A. Nice little fish on there. Some other really cool markings. Here once again, decal set B, but we already saw that just a moment ago. Decal set C there. Really cool with the S skull type markings there for that. That's really cool. Markings there. Quite nice. No D, unfortunately. Since they didn't give me the D, we do have runner E here. Some cool markings on there. We've got those really cool markings. I guess this was cool. And here, for example, is what one of them is going to look like, built up. So built up just the Heinrich that we sort of took out of the packaging before. As you can see, it is going to have a seam line down the two halves of the main body, which there are a couple places where you can see that. You will have to get rid of that, but otherwise, I mean, yeah, just you need to clean up some of the mold lines, like on the arms or legs or something. There's a little bit of sanding here and there, but it's just a lot of detailing. You have the, of course, the pilot's face there, the operator's face, and then this little part here on the top actually does one. Doing this right. This one over the top of there. This one is supposed to be.
To engage all targets. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
And just to give you a sense of the scale, how this is going to compare to a high grade, here's our HG RX-72 Gundam here. As you can see, it's going to come up to about 2 his knee. And again, this is 144 scale, this is 135 scale, so they're not in the same scale, but just to give you guys an idea of the size of these. These are quite small. So that is it for the 35 Gachinen Volume 2. Love these a whole lot, and really need to take some time to work on painting some more of these. And also, if any of you guys also got this set and you have that Decals set D, and you'd like to work out a trade or something like that with me, definitely send me a message and we can work that out. That'd be much appreciated. If you guys do have any other further questions or comments about these, feel free to leave those down there in the comment section below. I got these from HLJ. I'm not sure if they're still in stock or not. In the past, I know sets 1 and 1.5 sold out, but I think last time I checked, they did still have some of these in stock if you want to check on their site. Otherwise, if not on HLJ, you should be able to check on like AmiAmi or Mandarake, any sites like ordering directly from Japan would be a good place to look. But that's it for this video, guys. Alright guys, welcome back to working on the Mac-K Prowler. And I've got it, for the most part, all put together here. So here he is. Why don't we do just kind of a quick, kind of simple review. I'll just give you guys a little bit of an idea of the general look and size of this guy here first before we move on into talking about what else we need to do to this guy. Just to give you an idea, here's a size comparison with a HG 144 scale Gundam. So you can see not very large in terms of its size, but it does have some cool features here. So it does have a little bit of articulation, as we saw on the unboxing. The joints are kind of made of polycap material in some of them, so you do have some bits here that will move up and down. You can rotate the arms a bit. The elbows have a little bit of bends to them. You can bend them just a little bit there, not really a whole lot. Wrists also, you can kind of move that around just a little bit. Armor flaps, of course, move up and down here on the side. Those will also move a little bit, and the front and back also, those will also move a little bit there. The legs of the hip, you can also get those set out a little bit to the side. The knees bend in theory, but again, not really all that much. Forward and back movement of those is going to be pretty limited, and the same thing goes for the ankle. You can move the foot around a little bit, but not really all too much. Underneath the feet, of course, you have that nice detail part there. And then around the back, we have a whole lot going on with the backpack, and not everything is on there. So there's a lot of parts for this that are actually not attached on here. Yes, there's other parts here on the back that need to be attached on, parts on the front as well. So it's not all put together at the moment, just giving you guys kind of a general idea for the time being. Hatch on the top does open, and there's a kind of cool opening gimmick there with that. It does have a working hinge that, like when you open that up, it kind of pulls out. So you can actually pull it completely out if you want to, but that just slides down into there. There is a separate piece though that you can use for that. It's just a set open piece that's more nicely detailed if you want to have this displayed open. It's nicer to use that one instead. But there's the pilot head installed in there. Again, we did have another pilot head that was included. Again, you have option parts there for that. The whole front of this can open up too, of course. That's, I guess, if you had like the option parts or something you wanted to display open, you could do the work to make that look a little bit nicer than just completely opened up like that. But it's kind of made in a way that there's a polycap in there, which is what holds it closed. So it's kind of made to be easily opened up if you wanted to open up like that. And the same thing here for the side bits are also just attached to a polycap there in the center, so those can easily be popped out, and you can just kind of pop that out a little bit there on the side as well. And the sides can be easily taken off. Would be helpful later because I actually made a little bit of a mistake in putting mine together, and I'll talk about that more in a moment. Let's just recap a whole bunch of stuff included here with this kit. A lot of different option parts and things like that. And of course, we have a nice big sheet of water-slide decals. That'll be just kind of something we'll come to much later on. I kind of separated them into, like, in this bag, these are all the parts that are meant to go on here that I'll be putting on. So these are the rest of the parts that are here specifically for making the Prowler, but we do have some leftover parts here from some different other versions of this, just the regular SAFS, as well as the Fireball, I believe was the other one that the parts were from. So a different option part here for the tank, where the Prowler has like this double tank for the backpack. This one has just a single one, so you have that kind of option part as well.